Michelle, thank you. Aline, thank you. And thank you for your parents and your grandparents. What a beautiful, meaningful story. The Coppola building provided the foundation for the building that we have. It provides a great shell. It was very quickly, in about 15 years after, expanded to include this space now, the Holocaust Museum. And what we're delighted to show you at this point is the plans of what we're doing that Jerry just described, and exactly how it is going to manifest itself both into a broader complex, the Kaplan-Feldman complex, as well as maintain the legacy of the Coppolos through the central entrance as the Coppolo entrance to this building, which enters into the building that had been known as the Coppolo building that remains on that foundation. So I'm going to ask Curtis Cassell, who is the architect for this project, who has just been an absolute delight to work with, to talk about first the improvements here, and then I'll talk a little bit about the next phase. This is phase one, phase two that is in just beginning the planning for the Holocaust Museum. Curtis.
Thank you, Andrew. Good morning, everyone. It's a great honor to be here, just to hear these stories and to be a part of the changing history and the legacy that your family has given St. Louis, and that your families continue to serve the community. It just feels good to be a part of that. It's enriching to me personally. As an architect of the built environment, you don't always get to have that string in what you do, and it comes from the heart. I also want to thank all the committees we were able to work with. We had 4 committees. We had Andrew and Don in this phase, and definitely the board itself. It's much appreciated. I think you've all seen this, but if you think about what's outside right now, the Coppolo family gave us great structure to work with. And so we've taken some of that and updated it so that it blends in with the rest of the campus. So part of what we've done, see if I can get this to work. Oops, there we go. This is the new entrance right here, which takes the stairs and the ramps that used to be on the outside of the building and encloses them in glass and makes them weather tight so people can have a place to wait to be picked up or to be dropped off. And it's light and airy and will bring light into the atrium. This area right here is where the boardroom is. As you can see, we're removing a lot of the brick and turning that into all full height glazing within the boardroom to really open it up and make it an inviting space. We've taken some of the elements that are also on the campus, these vertical column covers, that match some of the elements throughout. And so we're going to blend the campus together with those elements. We'll go through what happens on the second floor in just a moment. But this building has served so many different functions in the community, and all those you can see on the new monument sign from the Jewish Federation, the Holocaust Museum, the Jewish Community Relations Council, the Center for Jewish Learning, the Saul Brodsky Jewish Community Library, and the Naturally Occurring Retirement Community. All of those names will be prominently placed on the monument. As you can see, the new Steinberg family atrium now becomes bright. If you remember, there's a big yellow elevator located right here. Well, as Jerry mentioned, the hydraulics are leaking, and when I first came out to talk to Don and Andrew about what this project is, it costs as much to replace those hydraulics as to move the elevator. Why don't we get it out of the lobby and open the lobby up? And so what we've done is now created a communicating stair within the lobby, relocating the elevator itself, and then replaced all of the balcony rails with transparent rails that really lightens up the space and makes it more welcoming. We also have new flooring and finishes throughout, and we work very closely with O'Toole Design, and Debbie Stamer is here from O'Toole. And so if we have any questions about those, she can certainly help you with that. You can see we're opening up the boardroom with more glass, so that natural light from the boardroom can come from the outside through the boardroom and into the atrium itself. Here are the floor plans just to get you oriented. We're up here in the auditorium, and as you probably noticed, most of this is closed off with temporary partitions, and that's being done by Lawler Construction. We have Patrick Lawler here as well, and it's been great to collaborate with him. here is where the original entry was, and you can see how now we bump out and have the stairs and ADA accessible ramp with a welcoming station. We talked about the restroom upgrades Jerry talked about for a moment. And then the elevator gets relocated so it can be seen better by the desk and still serve not only the first and second floor, but the museum level as well. Here's the connecting stair, and finally, the boardroom right here, which will have higher ceilings, all the natural light as I had mentioned, and a new kosher catering kitchen adjacent to it. At the same time, security is always an issue, so we're updating security throughout the building, not only with systems, but with the type of exterior glazing we are utilizing on the building. On the second floor, we're not affecting as much area. It's about 1,200 square feet, primarily within the lobby itself, but we are upgrading the restrooms the same way on the second floor. You can see the lobby slightly, the balconies are slightly larger than they were, and we're doubling the La Pata conference room. So if you've been up there, you know it holds about 12 people. Now we're going to get about 20 people in there right now. At the same time, we're going to replace all of the exterior glazing with energy efficient insulated glass and a broken thermal window frame. And it will modernize the look of the building on the exterior. Might cause a little bit of headaches for those who are working on the second floor while we do that, but we'll work closely with them. Here's the view of the boardroom as if you're looking out towards the parking lot, so you can see the floor-to-ceiling glazing, and then we've got new technology and lighting and energy systems.
Curtis, thank you. Before Curtis goes on with talking about the next phase, the Holocaust Museum, what you're looking at right now, the glass is where the pictures of our past board chairs, our past presidents have been. So if you're familiar with that room, that's what you're looking at right there. I have spoken about in other situations, in other circumstances, the idea of creating a Jewish public sphere, a place that invests in resources and institutions to bring the people together, to bring our community together. And this building will continue that function as the entire campus does, the Jewish Community Center, et cetera. As part of this, because of Gloria's lead gift, as well as the inspiration and vision of Michael Steinberg, we've been able to begin a planning process that will move to phase 2. It's just in the beginning parts of this, this project, but that really is creating the Kaplan-Feldman complex. As we'll see in just a moment, we're envisioning a significant expansion of the space and a significant expansion of our ability to tell the story of the Holocaust and its history to our people and to its victims in a way that speaks to a new generation. What you're about to see now is preliminary, to the extent that we should probably not be sharing it with anybody, because it has not been approved, it's not really been vetted, but I want to give everyone a sense of where we're heading, even if it doesn't look exactly like what is about to be seen, and why this is a transformation of the Capello building, whose name will be retained, referring to the entrance and the building in which this originally structured, into a more comprehensive Kaplan-Feldman complex. And I'll turn this over again to Curtis to give a sense of preliminarily what it might look like sometime in the future. Please, Curtis.
Did I mention this is preliminary? So if we look at the orientation of the building, here's the new lobby entrance and the atrium space, the Steinberg family atrium. And this light blue area is where the museum and auditorium is now. And this is the library area over here. Here's the new elevator that's going to serve that museum level as well as these two levels. All of this area would be gutted, all walls removed, everything redone so that we can come in with new classrooms, a new Holocaust Museum that goes from about 4,200 square feet to over 7,000 square feet. The museum exhibits are being designed by Gallagher and Associates. They're a world-known museum designer, and they have done some outstanding concepts for the museum itself. This dark blue area is a building addition which would happen towards Lindbergh. And the reason we're going that direction is that now we can give the museum its own identity and entrance and really change the entire campus here for the JCA. This addition is about 12,000 square feet. It has in it not only a lobby, but a large multi-purpose room, which will take what this room is at about 1,000 square feet and make it 2,500 square feet, have a variety of uses from temporary exhibits to banquets to lectures and film series. We also have an important component, which is the social justice experience, which is a new trend in a lot of Holocaust museums as well as other museums that brings in the community, corporations, and educates everybody that attends what the Holocaust means and how it can change and make decisions for us in the future. Here is the entrance as if you were looking from Lindbergh Boulevard and you had pulled into the parking lot. We've got great signage right here for the Feldman Kaplan complex. We've got an entrance which picks up some of the architecture that's throughout the campus. We've got light materials that pick up some of the things that are happening at Covenant Place. And this is our lobby right here, which is all glazing, which I'll show in a moment the effect of that. And this is the multi-purpose room. One thing that we always want to do as architects when we want to create a landmark piece such as a museum, we want to think about what happens in the evening. So we've got, oops, I thought we had that slide. All right, never mind. Here's evening from the new Kaplan-Feldman complex.
Curtis,